what you're going to want is the harness from a steering wheel that already has these switches. Super easy to come by and find it at the junkyard for $5. These switches that are $25 on Amazon, depending on where you get them from. For the steering wheels from 2004 forward, for the 3rd gens, you're going to have two 10mm bolts holding on the horn and airbag assembly. So what you'll do is just turn on the truck, turn it sideways. It'll give you access right there. Once you get that one out, you can take this one out, and then you just go and unhook the battery to pull this off. So we're going to do that. Beautiful. And from there, you just have to take out these 2 screws to get your cruise control switches out of the way, and then you can access the steering wheel radio controls right behind them. Alright, so this is where you want to be. You take out the original harness that doesn't have the steering wheel control switches, put in the one that does, plug it in, and then you're almost good to go. If you have the Infinity system already, you'll probably already have the wires needed. If you have the base sound system model, you'll have to add 2 more wires behind the clock spring. It's pretty easy, I'll show you how to do that. I originally had the base system, I added the Infinity, so I had to go and add these 2 extra wires. It's pretty easy, a couple extra steps. The first thing we'll do is take off this plastic shell around the steering column. 3 T25 screws, one right there, and then the other 2 right there and there. So now with that shell off, we have access to the back of the clock spring. We're going to be focused on this white plug right here that has 6 pins. Now you can see these 2 wires I've added to the outside. They're going to be on the 5th and 6th pin of this plug. The green one, pin 6, is just a ground, and I have it grounded right here in the corner. And then this brown one with the yellow stripe is going to run back behind the gauge cluster to cluster 2, pin 12. With the base audio system, you're not going to have pins 5 and 6, so you'll need to insert them into your plug. What I recommend doing is going to the scrapyard and cutting this plug off. That way you get these 4 to choose from, and then you can take them out and insert them, and you know they'll fit right. Alright, I'm going to pull one of these pins just to show you how it's done. The best thing you can use is a sewing needle, because you can get the pointy edge underneath the piece of plastic to be able to let this free. Basically, these pins work like a fishing hook, and then that piece of plastic is the only thing preventing it from sliding out. So you're going to get up under it, push the piece of plastic up, and then it'll slide out. Basically, if we look in here, way in the back, there's a piece of plastic right there. So we're going to dive the needle in, we're going to get underneath of it and push it up. On the plugs we'll be working with, we're able to pop this back open. So we got to hold the wire, go in underneath of it, pry it up, and I got it free just like that. And then to insert a pin is even easier. All you do is open this back up and then slide it right in. There was a really tiny click that probably couldn't be heard when that reached all the way in. But that's all there is to it. You're just going to do that for both of these. Alright, so now let's get the gauge cluster off. Start with this screw down here. Next, we need to get the screw right here and right here. All right, now we need to get these 4 screws, 1, 2, third one down there, and the 4th one right there. So this right here is the cluster C2 plug. It is going to be the small gray one, and you will need to add this pin to pin 12. And these are labeled, so you can count to where it's supposed to be. You can see a little tiny 16 on the corner up here, a little tiny 8 down here, and of course 9 and 1 down there. So 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. That's where I've put this. It's worked for me for 4 years now. And this is our brown wire with a yellow stripe from the clock spring. This guy right here. So pin 5 of the clock spring to pin 12 of cluster C2. Pin 6 of the clock spring to ground. With the white plug of the clock spring, we're able to just bend back the outside, which will allow the pin to slip out. This one's a little different. You're going to need to get underneath this white piece right here and pop it out, and that will allow these pins to be free. But you'll still need to come through the top of the needle and pry that plastic out of the way. We get underneath of it like that. That's as far as you need to get this white piece back, just the 1/16 of an inch or so. And then from there, we can come right underneath of the pin we want to pull. And you can actually see the plastic this time right there. Get underneath of it, pry it, pin comes free. Just like that. And then just like before, to insert it is even easier. Little click and you're all good.